If you've ever observed flamingos, even in a captive environment, but especially in the wild, you will never see them by themselves. They're always in a group. And the reason for that is a simple reason that they cannot survive when they're isolated. And I've learned that it's very hard for an entrepreneur to survive when they're isolated too.
Your work is worship. You are unique. His design is your advantage. Leverage all that he's granted. Be who you are, let your colors show. Flamingos, let the whole world know there's joy through and through. When you let God work through.
The first years of our business in Mexico was pretty much me and my computer and a child on my knee, or homeschooling happening at the table around me. But as it's grown, the Lord has brought other people along to help. And first in the form of coaches and community support, but then eventually in terms of actual team members. My husband has taken on a more active role and is now a huge part of the logistics behind the scenes and everything that happens in our business, as well as all the decision-making process. But we've been able to involve our teenage children and even our younger children in the business. We've been able to hire subcontractors based on their giftings and their unique areas of expertise, so that there's no one person having to know and do all the things anymore. Everyone gets to act on whatever he is best at, and it helps us as a whole. When you're looking at your roles in a business, you have to first know the abilities of the people that you're talking about. So for myself, I'm obviously teaching is one of my gifts. I love to be on stage. I love to teach in groups. I love to see the light go off when people get it. And it just lights me up. I come off of coaching calls just super excited. If I could do anything, that's what I want to do. The finances, not so much, right? Like that just gets put off to the side. But I have a son who is very much a numbers guy and enjoys the accounting side of things. And so when we started looking at the roles that we needed to fill, first we looked at what we can do really well and that lights us up. Both my husband and I, when I say we, that's who we were starting with, is Tap and Katie. And what do we do well and what lights us up? And then all the other things that had to get done, we started looking at who's going to do those. And asking the Lord, who are you going to send to help this? Because we believed that he was going to continue to enlarge our team and our ability through that. And he did. First, one of our daughters created the art for our first Flamingo book. Later, our other daughter got into graphic design, did some of the art in the Flamingo Advantage book. She also is a video editor and does most of the editing for the videos you see on our YouTube channel. Our son got into the accounting. I can do that. I can help keep track of the numbers and check in on the bank accounts, and wonderful. I don't have to do that every day. And the little one is playing with making videos and commercials for us, And so each one of our family found a place. And then as we continued to see where I could really use help with this, the Lord started bringing people one by one. And we don't have a large team. And none of them are full-time employees other than Tap and myself. But each one is acting in his own unique gifting, and it just makes a beautiful fellowship within the team. 10 years ago, we were new in business and pretty much still just making it. It's amazing what God can do in a span of a decade. And when I think back through some of the big dreams that we had back then, and how God has brought them to pass. Things like traveling with our family. Just this last summer, we were able to bring our whole family to the United States for the 4th of July. My kids had never been in the US for a 4th of July and experienced that together. And we went to some museums, we went to some parks, and just allowing them to experience the US from a way that would have been would not have been able to do as missionaries before, and just how much God has blessed. And then mixing that in with the business things that we get to do, the meetups that we host and the retreats that we host, and allowing our children also a chance to serve our people through those opportunities. We're now talking about their bucket list. What has God put in your heart that you would like to do someday, and how could we help you make that possible? One of the things Tap and I have always dreamed of is going to Europe and exploring Europe, and we're going to get to do that next year. Be able to have those dreams, but also help our kids work toward their dreams too. As humans, I think we always struggle when we're alone. One of the biggest mental hurdles folks have to get over in entrepreneurship is finding a community so you're not alone. And whether that be your family or your team or a support group that you can find and plug into, it is so life-giving when you can do life and work in community. And it's something that we have really felt blessed to have, felt blessed to nurture in the communities that we lead in our business, and something that we encourage everyone to have. You have to do the work God has called you to do, but you don't have to do it alone.